Verify This. Building trust in a world of data breaches and digital threats, one episode at a time.
Welcome back to the deep dive from Verify This. We're here for our fellow tech pros trying to really get under the hood of today's security challenges.
That's right.
And today, we're tackling something massive, data breaches. They just keep coming, don't they?
Relentlessly. It feels like every week there's another headline.
Exactly. So we've spent a lot of time digging through the incidents, especially over the last year or so, looking for the common threads.
And the big takeaway, maybe surprisingly for some, isn't always about, super complex zero-day exploits finding some obscure flaw.
Right. It's actually, well, it often comes down to something much more fundamental.
Authentication failures. That's the core issue we kept seeing again and again. How we actually prove someone is who they say they are online.
It sounds almost too simple, but think about the real-world examples. We're still battling basic human errors, like people clicking on phishing links.
Oh, definitely. And those phishing attacks are getting incredibly convincing, mimicking real emails, real login pages. It's tough.
It really is. But it's not just the end users clicking bad links, is it?
No, not at all. We've seen major breaches traced back to third-party vendors, someone using the same weak password everywhere.
That whole supply chain vulnerability, one weak link affects everyone.
Precisely. It cascades.
And kind of worryingly, it even happens higher up. We've seen cases, documented ones, where executives just bypass MFA, multi-factor authentication.
Yeah, maybe for convenience. Maybe they're in a rush, but it basically leaves the door open.
Which really highlights a key problem. Even MFA, which we all push as like the standard, it's not infallible.
Absolutely not. Attackers have adapted. They use things like MFA fatigue, just spamming you with login requests until you accidentally approve one.
Yeah. Or SIM swapping, right? Taking over your phone number to intercept those codes.
Exactly. Or good old social engineering to trick someone into giving up the code.
Yeah.
So MFA helps, but it's not the silver bullet people thought it was.
So where does that leave us? Passwords are, well, fundamentally broken in many ways. They get guessed, stolen, phished, shared.
And even the traditional biometrics we've tried, fingerprints, facial recognition, they can be spoofed. We've seen demonstrations. It's possible.
It seems like anything based on what you know, like a password or what you have, like a phone for MFA, can be compromised somehow.
Which forces us to ask, right? How do we build real trust, real security, if those methods are shaky?
And this is where our research pointed towards something different, something intrinsically linked to the individual.
Voice biometric authentication. It's emerging as a really powerful contender.
And V2 Verify seems to be really at the forefront here. What makes their approach stand out?
Well, it's not just recognizing what you say, it's analyzing how you say it. The unique physical characteristics of your voice, the shape of your vocal tract, how you form sounds, plus your unique speech patterns.
Like a fingerprint, but for your voice.
Exactly. It's incredibly specific to you and, crucially, very hard for someone else to replicate convincingly.
You can't phish someone's voice print, can you?
Yeah.
You can't guess it or steal it like a password file.
Yep. And you can't easily intercept it like a one-time code. It's inherently yours.
And what about the user side? Because security that's too annoying just gets bypassed, like we talked about with MFA.
That's the beauty of it. It's designed to be fast and frictionless. You just speak a short phrase. It fits into workflows without adding a huge hurdle. Better security, less hassle.
That's the sweet spot. And what about these newer threats? Deepfakes, AI generating voices. Does this hold up?
That's a key consideration. And V2 Verify's tech seems built for it. Because it analyzes such deep, nuanced physiological and behavioral aspects of the voice, it's much harder to fool with a synthetic or recorded voice compared to simpler systems. It's designed to detect those artifacts.
Okay, so let's tie this back. Breaches are escalating, attackers are targeting authentication.
And our current methods, even MFA, are showing serious cracks.
The conclusion we drew from all this analysis is pretty stark. We need to evolve our authentication. It has to be smarter, simpler for the user, and much, much harder to break.
It really feels like a paradigm shift is needed, not just small tweaks.
And based on what we're seeing, V2 Verify's voice biometrics isn't just another option. It really looks like the kind of fundamental change required. It feels like the future direction for secure access.
Which brings us to the final thought for everyone listening, especially you tech leaders and practitioners. Knowing how attackers are focusing on authentication and how sophisticated they're getting, Honestly, how long can your organization really afford to rely on methods that are proving to be the main highway for breaches?
Mm.
Something to think about. So hopefully this deep dive has given everyone listening a little bit more insight into this whole world of digital trust, and maybe even inspired you to take some steps to boost your own online security. Because ultimately, it's about asking yourself, how much do you trust the digital world? And what are you doing to protect yourself within it?
That's a great question to leave everyone with.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everybody. We'll see you next time.